Hello, I'm Steph.
And I'm Joel.
And welcome to
Framed Canvas Cuffs.
and Other Stuffs.
Season 2, baby.
Woo!
We're back. We're back. Can you believe it?
Bolé à deux.
Bolé à deux.
Ugh.
Enjoy the episode. Sorry.
No, you can
Did the
go.
football player call someone poofta or the F word?
F word.
No.
And then
Adelaide.
obviously Adelaide. And then obviously the Snoop Dogg of it all, and it's all kind of rolled into.
Yeah, that sucks. I was under the impression that Snoop was really chill and cool and down
me
with everything and
too.
very sweet
Yeah.
and he's besties with Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s he had some pretty controversial
yeah.
lyrics that wouldn't fly today, but you know, who didn't? Eminem did, and I was obsessed with him.
Exactly.
But for him to be announced and then just days later being like, wow, I went and saw Buzz Lightyear and
Yeah.
there were
two
the two
moms.
girls pecked each other and that's exactly how Snoop Dogg sounds as well, like a ocker country Australian.
I listened to the clip and I kind of think had he stopped it being like, I didn't want to have to explain to my grandkid what that was.
He had more of an issue with it than his grandkid did, because if you actually watch the scene,
yeah,
it's just two mums. It happens for half a second and they peck each other on the lips and then they walk away.
Yeah.
And the kid might have been like,
I don't get it. Yeah.
But for him to make this big song and dance about it,
silly.
Get over it. You don't have to explain how women have sex with each other.
No, you don't have to talk about scissoring.
You don't have to bring up scissoring, Snoop.
But it's just bizarre that people get so SJ.
Or if he asks, just be like, I'll tell you when you're older.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You know what?
Anything.
Talk to your parents about it.
Yeah.
Or just you know what? Sometimes two women love each other.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you're older, I'll explain more about that.
You don't have to get the scissors out and explain how that all happens.
No.
Yeah.
It's so...
Grow up, Snoop.
Grow up, Snoop.
But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be... I mean, it's only in a couple of weeks.
I know. It would be... It's going to be interesting because I don't know. The person who's
Mr. Football.
Mr. Football has been we are very pro LGBT. Also, the math doesn't math on gay players in the Football League, how there's not a single person except for the guy who recently
there definitely are.
But it's there's definitely gay people who have played or are currently playing.
Yeah.
And there is a reason why
they're not coming out. And you talk about this guy who came out, the ex-footballer.
Yep.
Who came out as bi. And he explains why it was so hard for him to even discuss it back in the day. And it's because it's that culture around football. It's just because they're wearing, pride jerseys doesn't mean that they're, but then it's also that thing of, it's almost I just don't want anyone to care.
Yes.
And the whole thing is, it's the players are out there calling each other faggots, which means that's in their vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what's being said behind the scenes.
Yeah, and
sorry.
No, you keep going.
But and then that obviously creates an upset, and then you get the people being like, "Oh, why do people care? Well, that should be no one should care about that kind of stuff in football anyway. Just get on with the game and blah blah blah." And then counter it with "Oh, we're making pride jerseys for everyone," and they're like, "Why are you bringing this into football?"
Yeah.
It's. I just wish people didn't give a shit.
Yeah. Yep.
I just wish it was they shouldn't have said that. Yes, they should get banned.
Yep.
And as you know, as they do when they punch one of the other players or something like that. It's just it should be a formality. They have to follow that. Hopefully they take into account and they don't say that kind of stuff anymore on the field or backstage.
Lights, camera.
Or in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
And then that should be it. The stir that it causes is the most upsetting thing, I think.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Because then you get the people coming out being like, oh, what's the big deal? And then they do something that's pride related and then they all get their knickers in a twist.
Yeah.
It's so counter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you know what? It's okay to be gay.
It's so fine to be gay. And if you're not gay, who cares?
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Yeah. We're not out there on the field in like thongs and jock straps in drag. We just all we want to do is play the game.
I might actually watch.
Yeah, I know. That'd be great. We just want to play the game. We just want to be counted as everyone else does. And we don't want to have to fear that we're going to have that high school mentality when we're in the locker rooms or things like that. People just should need to stop caring.
I know. And it's also like, it's a shame because you know that they're not coming out because not only is the stuff being said in the locker room, but no one else is standing up for that stuff that's being said. So like someone might in the locker room say something that's, homophobic, but and all the other boys are probably standing around going, yeah. They're not saying, hey, mate, no, actually don't say that.
Well, I hope that there are people saying that, and they might be. Well, we'll never know because we're not going to be in the AFL.
You know what? Hidden camera.
We're not going to.
Coming to you live from the locker room.
Me and you in the lockers. I don't know. I hope I explained that in a way that
makes
sense.
It does, and it's frustrating.
A big deal. I want everyone to be able to play the game. It's a great game. It's part of our culture.
Mm-hmm.
I want everyone to feel comfortable on that field.
Yeah.
I don't want if someone does something bad.
Yeah.
Like call someone the F word, punches someone, does something like that. Take them out, suspend them for games, whatever. Do what you need to do.
And then just move on.
It's all the politics that happens after that I almost find more frustrating and damaging.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like I just want everyone to continue with the game.
Yeah. And it to not be a big deal.
A big deal. But then again, it is a big deal because you want people who are queer to feel comfortable in these.
Yeah. It's a catch-22.
It is a catch-22. I hope I explained that I hope I got that across that like I think it's awful.
Yeah.
That, those words are being floated around the sports fields.
Yes.
When these things get so publicized and so whatever, then you get the people coming out and commenting and going even further with it.
And you hear the people like all of these big football podcasts that don't say a thing about like this guy. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. This gentleman coming out as bisexual and they're not reporting on it at all, but they'll report on every other thing. So it's like, you're a football podcast. You should be talking about this and being like, you know what? Very brave of him to come out now amidst
Mitch Brown.
Thank you, Mitch Brown.
Yes.
They should be talking to Mitch Brown and putting him on or talking about it so that their listeners can then hear it and be like, all right, yeah, this is becoming a bit more of an inclusive thing.
Yeah.
Instead, just staying silent. So what does that say?
Yeah.
It says nothing has changed.
I just hope more players who are queer come out, make a stand.
And feel comfortable.
Say that and feel comfortable. But things like this make it uncomfortable for them to do it.
Yeah.
The ongoing thing.
It's like, why is it still a thing?
Yeah.
But it is, you as a straight person, you never have to come out. As a gay person, you are constantly having to come out.
Absolutely.
And it's so frustrating.
People are like, oh, everything's like chill these days. Oh, gay, everyone's cool with gays. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Absolutely not.
There are situations where I do not tell people because it's just in like, there have been places where I just go, they go, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And I just go, no.
Yeah.
Because I just know that there is something there that I'm like, I feel like if I tell you.
Got the scissors in your purse? Well, actually.
Let me draw a diagram for you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, yeah, you get Mardi Gras and blah, blah, blah. The kind of stuff that bubbles up from Mardi Gras with people who aren't about it is awful. And we're always going to be treated like second-class citizens.
Yeah.
Until we're not, which I just want people to stop caring.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah. Also, like, I just want to have the balls to be like, every time someone's like, oh, when you meet someone new and you're like, oh, are you straight? Oh,
Why do I need to tell you who I have sex with?
Yeah. Why does it matter?
Why does it matter? It's none of your business. You're not there in the room with me.
And if you are, we have something else to talk about, baby.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are in the room with me. Sometimes there's many in the room with me.
And that's just a Saturday night for Joel.
Just a Saturday night.
But yeah, it's
Sorry, I
Sorry.
came in really hot.
No, I appreciate it. It's a hot button issue
Yes.
right now in Australia, and it is just Australia has this real tendency to feel like we're super chill, super relaxed. We have this really relaxed.
She'll be right. Attitude.
She'll be right attitude, which makes people think we are not. We are casually racist and we are casually homophobic, which is sometimes worse because it lives and it breeds insidiously.
Absolutely. That's absolutely right. Right now, I think in the city, there's a big, neo-Nazi parade happening.
Yeah. Is that
parade?
today?
Protest.
La, 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 la. Not a parade. It could be a parade. We do not know.
I'm so gay. Backstage at the football neo-Nazi parade.
They're doing the can down the street. Everyone thinks Australia is very open and accepting, and in some ways we are, but in some ways it is more. It just lies underneath, and it's a bit yuckier in my opinion.
And it feels yuckier now than it even did in like the 90s and early 2000s, and it's because so many people have voices now online.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of progress has been made.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot more safe spaces. It's less, but it does at this point in time at the moment we're all a bit angry.
But you and I live in the city too. We have safe spaces available to us.
Exactly.
We're not in the country where, things are harder. We grew up in the country.
Yeah. We know what it's like.
Yeah.
And even then it was, could talk about it for
years and years.
You know what? We will talk about it for years and years. But
anyway, sorry to get all current eventy right off the bat in this podcast. This is happening right now, so it's very top of mind.
Yeah. Well,
by the time this comes out, hopefully
we'll know if Snoop Dogg performed. Probably.
Yeah.
So this is a time. This is a little.
Pimps in the crib, ma. Drop it like a song.
Anyway, Snoop Dogg. We'll see.
Get Jessie Mowboy up there.
Yeah, get her
Everyone
up.
loves her.
There was a question that was thrown out the other day when
Amel and the Sniffers.
Oh, that would be excellent.
That would be great.
I'd love that.
Everyone likes that stuff.
Yeah, everyone likes that.
The gays, straights, everyone. Same with Jessica Mowboy. Everyone loves her.
Everyone loves her.
Yeah, get Pink.
Kylie.
She'll do it.
She'll do it. She'll fly in.
Yeah.
Whoa. Anyone else?
Snoop's such a random choice.
Yeah, it's a random choice, and also I thought he was chill.
Same. When it first got announced, I'm like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But
now
then 2 days later, he's got his panties in a bunch about a movie that came out so long ago too. Did Buzz Lightyear come out like 2 years ago?
I don't know.
It did. Why was he seeing it in a movie? Has he been sitting on this opinion for that long?
I think so, which is not great.
Mm.
Why now?
And don't rappers love ladies getting on with ladies? Aren't they obsessed with that?
I don't think that's because of the whole lesbianism of that all. I think that's a bit more of like a fetish tokenism thing.
Yes, gotcha. I had something lesbian to talk about.
Oh yeah? What are the gays doing? What are us lesies doing?
There was something. I'll think of it. Do
you want me to pause while you think of the lesbian?
No. I'll just blurt it out halfway through the...
Can't wait.
Something to do with lesbians. Anyway.
The lesbians. We're always around.
Oh, Martha Stewart's mad at Snoop.
She's mad at Snoop. Martha Stewart, she said, she probably got on the phone. She called up Snoop and she said, what have you done?
Snoop. This is not a good thing.
Let me get back to my garden.
She's doing ads for Lynx Africa or something at the moment.
They always do the little Bic glider ads together as well.
Yeah.
Which are funny, but
Snoop. Martha's upset. He's got some splaining to do.
Yeah, he really does. Thought of a recommendation in that time? Okay.
Do you?
Yes.
Yes, recommend me, baby. I had a big rant about the AFL. So
okay, that's your recommendation.
Yeah. Still love the game. Love
it's
footy.
More than a game. The other night when we were sitting around, we watched a Barbara Walters documentary. It is on Disney, I want to say. It was excellent.
Oh, Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters, the Rule Juror. It was a really great documentary about her life. I knew who she was. I knew that she interviewed people.
Mm.
I didn't realize she was one of like the first female anchors in like television, and how she really had to fight against these men who were like part of the news and kind of prove herself to be like a free thinker in this newsroom space.
Okay.
So it was very interesting when you actually look at it and how she sacrificed a lot of her personal life to be this public facing news reporter, and how passionate she was about being like the first person to a story. And it's
she always got the big names.
She always got the big names.
I sometimes get her confused with Diane Sawyer,
who is mentioned in the doco, and how they were kind of competed against each other.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
So Babra did it first, but she's a fascinating woman. I highly recommend. There's a lot more to her behind just what I guess what you think she is.
Did she pass away?
She did in 2022.
Yeah, right.
She was like in her 90s, I think, and it was just interesting. Like,
gosh, she looked great for her 90s. She was doing The View
right up
not that long ago.
Yeah, right up, pretty much. Yeah, she died a few years after she left The View.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she was one of the ones who created The View.
Right.
So that was her. She created. They kind of say that she created that because that was like her retirement show. Like that's what
and then it just kept going and going and going.
So yeah, highly recommend, because there was a valid point made that like not all of the things that she said would stand up today. Some things are clunky now. But
I've seen clip packages of her interviewing some people, and it's like,
oh,
you shouldn't ask that.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that was of the time.
It's of the time.
You know, and it's still important to include that stuff because we can't erase, those things were asked, and we learn better now. But it was interesting, just like, yes, she did say some clunky things, but she was also super important to females in that industry, and she paved a way for a lot of females. So yeah, highly recommend Barbara Walters documentary.
Is that what it's called? The Barbara Walters documentary?
It's called Barbara. I think it's actually just called Barbara Walters. And it's on Disney. It's up the top there. You'll probably be able to find
I'm having issues with Disney.
Oh no.
Our TV doesn't like it right now. And it's like, it's signed us out, and then we keep trying to sign back in, and the TV won't do it. It's saying error.
Have you tried turning it off?
But it works on our laptops.
Oh, so it is just the TV.
Something's going on with our TV. I thought about my recommendation.
Yeah.
There was this show that Lockie and I got absolutely hooked to for like a week because we binged it like crazy on Stan, called The Hunting Wives.
Oh, is this the lesbian thing you were talking about?
It is so lesbian. It is so naughty.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's set in a Republican town. This city slicker couple moved there, and they have to kind of acclimatize with this town and the people in it, the higher ups, the well-to-dos, and all these ladies
are lesbians,
are really behind closed doors lesbians, and they go for it.
Oh,
it is so raunchy.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
Yep.
There's a mystery.
Ooh,
it's anyone who's listening right now who's seen it knows what I'm talking about. Like it's trashy TV, but it's
like fun trashy.
It's fun trashy.
Sexy trashy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. They go wild. Highly recommend.
These ladies wild and out.
Wild and out.
Lesbians must love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure online I'll get the email.
Yeah. I mean, even if you weren't lesbian after watching this, you'd kind of be like, that looks kind of good.
Maybe I'll try it out. All right.
Yeah.
Shall we move into a story, Joel?
Yes. Regale me with a tale. Steph, please. I'm dying to learn.
All righty. Well, coming off the back of my holiday, I've chosen a story that I want to say we've touched on this artist before, but we're going to dive into the world of this artist.
Touch on
it again. All righty. So, a teenager signs a masterpiece. A year later, a courtroom ties cords around her fingers to test the truth. She still ends up working for a king and becoming one of the most renowned painters of her time.
Working for a king?
Working for a king.
Oh.
Yeah. How do you go from scandal to one of the first women to be officially recognised as a painter in the 17th century? This is the story of Artemisia Gentileschi.
She had cords wrapped around her fingers.
Yes.
I thought that I'm like, is that a metaphor for
No,
something?
it's a literal
they
thing.
did that.
They did that. And you know what?
And we're in the 1700s. So,
so we're going to find out. She was a woman.
Mm-hmm.
I will put a quick disclaimer in this at the start of this story. There is going to be a mention of sexual assault and a miscarriage at some point. So just if you're sensitive to those things, skip this one, please.
Good call.
Thank you. Alrighty. We're in Rome. It is the turn of the 17th century, and Artemisia Gentileschi was born in July in 1593. She grows up as one of 5 in her father Orazio's studio. At the young age of 12, her mother passes away, leaving her to be the woman of the house. But Artemisia's father is a respected Tuscan painter, and he spots Artemisia's talent early. He is devoted to Caravaggio and kind of fosters this love of light and shadow within paintings in Artemisia. So at this time as well, women aren't welcomed into the art world. Women aren't welcome anywhere. So she can't learn in like a typical school or anything like that. So she can only learn from her father and what he kind of gives her.
Okay.
She's a bit of a Nepo baby because she
the OG Nepo baby.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of Jesus. When you think about it.
But yeah, Jesus is the OG.
He is.
Well, she's a OG artist Nepo baby. But she's got a clear talent, and thankfully her father sees that and sees that she has talent over her brothers, so he kind of focuses his time on her. Let's look at one of her earliest pieces. She did this when she was about 13, 14 years old. This is a piece called Susanna and the Elders.
No, she didn't.
I know, it's fucking wild.
13 or 14 years old? I don't know. I'm getting a bit of that. Who's the little 2-year-old painter with the dad? Surely not.
But if you've had nothing else to do in your life except
this
paint,
is incredible.
It is incredible. This painting is of a story that was, depicted in the Bible, which was about 2 men who find this woman who's like frolicking in the garden, and then they're being real creeps about it.
Yeah, she is not interested.
So Joel, do you want to tell us what you see in this painting for the people on the streets?
It's a beautiful, curvaceous woman, really being pestered by these 2 guys whispering in her ear. She's almost like she's at the bar and just wants to be left alone, and they're trying to talk to her about like Bitcoin or something. And she's just like, oh,
shut up.
Get out of here. Beautiful. I cannot believe this was painted by a 13-year-old. I almost do not believe that this was painted by a 13-year-old.
You'll see as well, like as we go along, her work does get more and more like detailed and beautiful. So this is like the beginning of her career.
Well, what a way to start.
So this particular story was, because it's a old like Bible story, a lot of painters actually had painted this scene before.
Okay.
If you flick to the next few, I think you'll see this is another version. This wasn't painted by her.
Fully rolling her eyes.
Yeah, this wasn't painted by her, but this was painted by another artist. And I think the next one you'll see as well. And the thing that I think we can kind of note about these other pieces is
let her frolic.
I know. Let her be free.
Stop mansplaining to her. She just wants to frolic in the garden with her buzzies out.
I think the thing you'll notice between this painting and the others is that in Artemisia's painting, the woman is more front and center. The men feel like a bit kind of creepier and like, more kind of dominant kind of.
Yep.
There's a bit of an irkier feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas in the others, it's a bit more like maybe playful. The women also don't seem as realistic. They seem almost like objects.
Yep.
So
and her woman is like pissed, like get away from me.
Yeah, and she feels more real. She's got a more, I guess, like real I don't know, body,
Mhm.
stature, that kind of thing. So I think what you start to see here is a real perspective that the art world might not have seen at this time, because it was generally men painting women, men painting these stories. But when you get a female involved, the perspective shifts a little bit.
Mhm.
When we think about Rome at this time as well, you have to remember that there were rules for women that weren't necessarily around for men. So she couldn't roam freely. So she couldn't go from one, like she couldn't just walk down the street.
Yeah.
She had to have a chaperone at all times. And it means that everything she learns, she has to learn from her father in the studio. So she learns from him how to, grind pigments, make paint,
Mhm.
how to prep a canvas, all of that stuff. By 1611, her father hires a man named Agostino Tassi. So Tassi is there to tutor Artemisia in perspective. God, these
Lots
words.
of mouthful names.
So I'm just going to call him Tassi from now
Yep.
on. Artemisia was in the studio with Tassi, but she had a female chaperone with her as well at the time, because you couldn't just leave a man and a woman alone in a room. However, one day the chaperone leaves the two alone in the
I
room.
keep thinking you're saying Chapel Roan.
So chaperone's in the room.
Yeah.
And she leaves, leaving Artemisia to us. Oh,
she does seem like she could be from around that era.
She does. And you know what? Sometimes she dresses like she could be too.
Yeah.
So she leaves the room, and Tassi takes advantage of this situation and he rapes Artemisia.
Ooh, that was a hard R rape.
Yep.
that took me off guard.
So
awful stuff. Sorry.
Awful. It's bad enough that she was raped by this man. This is another fucked up thing that happens. So he says, you know what? I want to keep having sex with you, girl. Like, how about I marry you? So therefore you won't be seen as like a damaged goods, because I've damaged your goods, but I'm going to marry you, so it'll be all fine.
Wait, how old is she again?
She's around like 15, 16. Yeah, I know. Fucking horrible.
Hey, I want to keep having sex with you, girl.
Yeah. Like, that is how he kind of plays it. It's awful. He pretends like he's going to marry her and says to her father, like, don't worry, like, I'll marry her. So, because when it was seen as, when a woman was raped at the time, it wasn't like, oh, poor woman, she's raped, let's think about the victim. It was, the family name is now ruined because this virgin is no longer a virgin and she's not married yet. So essentially she becomes like damaged goods, put her out to pasture because she's no good anymore, kind of thing, which is...
Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's her fault.
Yeah, pretty much. So the father actually agrees to this.
Okay.
So for the next 9 months, they have this kind of romantic affair. She's really not into it, but the promise of her name being kept like out of this kind of gossip, scandalized world, she's kind of like, all right, well, I'll do that. That's fine. Turns out though, he's lying because he's already married. Oh, Tassi's already married. So Artemisia's father finds out, hey, you're married. But how did you not know? Hey, you're actually married, so you'll never marry my daughter. So then what he does is he takes Tassi to court, which is the only reason why it gets taken to court, is because the father goes, hang on a second, you're lying to us.
Take people to court in these times?
I know, you really could.
I thought he'd just be like stabbed with a sword or something.
No, you could take people to court.
Oh. Aaron Brockovich all up in...
He's like, hang on a second, not my daughter.
Not my daughter, you bitch.
So
Ron Weasley's mum. Yeah.
So he takes Tassi to court. And interestingly enough, this is why we know so much about Artemisia and this story and where her kind of origin story starts, is because of all these court documents. Usually things, you're right, it wouldn't be settled in court, but because he's got somewhat a nobility, being this kind of renowned Tuscan painter, he gets to take them to court. And Tassi is also quite a well-known painter. So it's kind of like two people who are within a noble world get to actually have a courtroom to see what the outcome is.
Where are we? 1700s?
We're in 1612.
1612.
So
That's not like castles and stuff, is it?
it's like
Castles and swords and
Coliseums and
Yeah.
the Colosseum.
I mean, it's not Game of Thronesy. That's way before then.
Yeah, it's like after that.
Yeah,
yeah.
gotcha.
SJ's like fact checking for us right now because I'm like, yes, we are correct. Yeah. So not Games of Thrones, but
Game of Thrones happened way before
way
then.
before.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of like walking
Dragons are extinct. There's a bit of a society happening now.
Yeah. Do you believe dragons are real?
No, I used to
Yeah.
think that was just a thing that used to exist and that it didn't anymore, much like the dinosaurs. But no.
That's a good conspiracy theory. Like, do dragons?
There are dragons, Komodo dragons. They're huge and
Yeah.
they run on their two legs. They're so fast.
Yes, they are really
And their
fast.
spit is venom. So scary. So they scratch their prey and then infect the prey. The prey slowly slows down and whatever. And then the Komodo dragons stalk it and come and get it. After Komodo dragons are terrifying.
Could they kill
They're
it?
so fast.
Can they kill a human?
Yeah, yes. Absolutely.
Never cross a Komodo
Don't
dragon.
go near a Komodo dragon.
Where
Do
are
not-
they? Where would I see one? not in a zoo, but like
I think they're in like Southeast Asia. They get up on the two legs and they like bash each other. They're
Ooh.
crazy. They're like little Godzillas.
Oh.
Anyway, back to 1700. Sorry.
Okay. All right, back. We're back. So the court documents are rare and they're detailed and they show a system less concerned with Artemisia's suffering and more with the dishonor that the family is facing. So to verify her testimony, the court applies the symbol, which is cords wrapped around Artemisia's fingers, tightened while she speaks. Because the idea was you can't lie when you're under excruciating pain. So they're not torturing the man that did it to her. They're torturing her and like literally there's a few different versions. Like there's the ropes where they pull and like basically cut off the circulation. Or there's one where they get like it's like almost looks like a ring and then they screw into your finger and like squash your finger. I know.
My God.
Horrible.
Such a weird thing to do. So sore trap.
Yeah. Very barbaric torture.
Yeah.
Also, I guess for her, it's like not only am I being tortured, but you're ruining my hands, which I use to paint.
To painting.
So-
to painting.
To painting. So, they're risking her talent and livelihood as well. So, not great. Artemisia, during this torture, does not fold. She testifies again and again that she fought back, she scratched him, she grabbed a knife, and even scratched his penis so hard she removed some of the skin,
Yeesh.
which would be painful.
Yes.
She is recorded as saying, "I would like to kill you with a knife because you have dishonored me." So she's pretty mad, and fair enough. The trial really focused on the desecration of the family name, and it exposed as well that Tassi had other crimes, apparently. He had a plot to murder his wife, which I see that. And he had also committed other acts of adultery. So this wasn't the first time he'd probably raped a woman.
Once a cheater.
Always. The verdict? Tassi was found guilty, surprisingly.
Oh, good.
He was sentenced to exile from Rome. I kind of find it interesting. Like
They believed a woman.
They believe, yeah. Yeah. However, Tassi had connections in higher up places, and due to his talent in painting, he got off scot-free and they never exiled him. He just kind of got to keep living.
Yeah.
So they were like, "You're guilty, but we're not going to do anything about it."
I would like to kill you with a knife, for you have dishonored me.
What
What a line.
I know. She's very dramatic and I'm about it, if I'm honest. So a month after the trial, Artemisia actually marries a man named...
A month after?
Artemisia,
I'm sorry, but you need a little bit of a break.
Well, it's an arranged marriage.
Okay.
So her father organizes this marriage to Stiatetsi. Yep.
Tetsi.
He organized it because it helps restore the family name again. So, she's damaged goods, but she marries this man, therefore she's, not seen as damaged goods anymore.
I hope she likes this one a bit better.
Meh.
No. No.
She doesn't not like him. There's just no sexual chemistry there. She's just kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And due to the scandal, the couple leaves Rome for Florence because obviously the gossip is running wild in Rome. So she's like, well, let's get out of here. Florence proves to reward Artemisia's talent with something kind of Rome wouldn't at the time, which is status, because she kind of got this fresh slate. And so people were seeing her talent as a painter, not as the girl who was, raped by a man.
Yes.
So she set up a studio in her father-in-law's house, but then after painting for, a little while, she had enough money to set up her own studio. So by 1616, she had her own studio that was thriving, and she was also admitted to the She was also admitted to the
Academia.
I'm trying to say academy.
Academy.
So in 1616, she becomes the first woman admitted to the Academy of Arts and Drawing, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Because not only does that kind of see her as an actual artist, she can go to an art shop and buy her own supplies now.
No, that's good.
So that is something that she couldn't do before. She had to either get her husband to go or get her husband's permission to go and buy art supplies. Now she can just go and do it herself.
Oh, good.
Good.
That's nice.
Nice step forward for women. She can also travel alone for commissions, because before that you couldn't travel outside your house without a man present.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also seen as professional. Now, she catches the eye of the Medicis. And the Medicis are a very famous family in Florence. We will do a whole episode on them because I'm obsessed with them now.
Okay.
They essentially fund the Renaissance in Florence.
Oh.
They are the reason we had the Renaissance.
Oh, okay, yes.
So,
can we please do an episode on them?
Yeah, and they're a fascinating family. Lots of scandal. Probably have to be a seven-parter.
It seems like it's dripping in scandal.
Yeah, they're one of the richest families ever. So they take a liking to Artemisia, and essentially they kind of say, all right, you can paint for us, and that kind of gives her a stamp of approval. It also means she can earn more money because people go, ooh, you're one of the Medici painters. We'll buy your stuff for more.
Yep.
So during this time, she starts to climb like the ladder and social networks. She becomes actually friends with artists, scientists, intellectuals, and one notable friend is Galileo Galilei. Galileo. So that's one of her good friends.
We've talked about Galileo Galilei. I
believe we have in passing. Here she creates one of my favorite paintings of all time, which I actually got to see when we were in Florence. So this is Judith slaying Holofernes.
Oh, I've seen this. I love this. So she did this?
She did this. So this particular painting is, there are many different versions of it. This is her version. The story is a story of the Bible again, which is a Jewish, sorry, I can't get my words out. The story in the Bible is a Jewish widow Judith saves her people by seducing a general named Holofernes, getting him drunk and beheading him in his tent to end a siege on the city of Bethulia. So this is a very, I guess, it's a very important story, but this painting is important because it is believed, and art historians cannot be completely sure, but it is believed one of the woman who is beheading Holofernes is actually Artemisia. She's painted herself. And the man that she is beheading is Tassi, the man who raped her. So there is double meaning to this story and this painting. When I tell you, when you see it in person, the light and the dark that is there.
And the expressions on the face, she managed to capture like her in the yellow.
Mm-hmm. So
the fact that this just came, she created this from her head. This wasn't posed or anything like that.
So feel free to explain, Joel. What do you see to the people?
There is a man lying on a bed, and there are two ladies. One of them's holding him down, and the other one's got a sword and clutching his hair. And tell you what, they're beheading him.
They really are. It's quite graphic, and when you
It's
see
very
it,
graphic.
when you
but
see
it's so
it
cool.
in real life, so this was one of my bucket list paintings.
Yep.
I wanted to see it before I'm no longer here. We got to see it. I got to see it twice at the Uffizi.
Mm.
When I say the blood almost looks like real blood.
Yeah, she's really got the color of the blood down.
And I don't know if you can see it as much in like the photos online. The light and dark and the way she plays with that shadow is otherworldly. It's quite a big piece, and I could not stop looking at it.
Yeah,
it is one of my favorites.
So dramatic and cool.
Yeah, the cool thing. So one thing we need to remember as well when we look at these paintings is these paintings were stories and entertainment. This was cinema back in the day.
Yep.
You know, they weren't going to the movies. They weren't going to, you know, they didn't even have like real, like you couldn't afford to have like books at home. I'm not even sure the printing press would have been around, but like you're not buying, you know, you don't have this stuff around. So you go and you see these paintings and they're almost like this cinematic story that is told. So
yeah, that's exactly right.
Artemisia is well known for intense, you know, shadow and light and how realistic her paintings are. When you look at other versions of this painting from like, you know, men, that kind of thing, the women aren't painted as realistically, I guess. They're kind of painted as like either, you know, a god of some, like, you know, someone, I don't know, these women just feel incredibly real.
Yeah, they do.
And they're painted not necessarily as beautiful objects. They're painted as women who are like not necessarily the most beautiful, but you feel they are beautiful because you feel their realness and passion and all this stuff. So yeah.
They're pissed off.
They're pissed off. You
Yeah.
can tell. She obviously depicted the female figure with great naturalism and has a real sense of how the body behaves. So it's one of those things where also when you walk through, before you get to this painting, in you get to see a lot of religious works. And you can really tell that a lot of the men probably hadn't seen a pair of boobs before, like, and like a female form. Like it feels very like, you're like, that boobs don't look like that, sir. Like, I don't know. It was just one of those things where and then you see like a real depiction of this and you're like, oh, that's what a body looks like.
Yes.
Like I see that now. Yeah. It's funny when you kind of walk through and you're like, that's not how a woman looks. So in this time, she's producing a lot of other work. She's doing commissions. She also, her personal life, it becomes a little bit more complicated. She endures multiple infant losses. So it's believed that she's had at least 5 miscarriages.
Yep.
But one daughter survives and that daughter goes on to become a painter as well, which is interesting. Now, in 2011, they actually uncovered a bunch of letters that she wrote to a lover. So I know, saucy.
So she's still in her arranged marriage at this time.
She's still in her arranged marriage at this time. So the lover is a nobleman named Francesco Maringhi. Maringhi. And there was about 30 odd pages of like these hot and heavy letters. Like she got saucy. And it started to kind of you get to see a different side of her. Like before she's this victim, like, you know, you'd kind of see her as this one thing. And now you get to see her as this like hot and heavy lady. Like she's loving life. She's loving it.
Yeah.
She was also referred to as a libertine, which I then looked up because I was like, I know that word, but I've never actually looked up what it means.
It's not from the band The Libertines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, here's your word of the day. Libertine means a person, especially a man, but can also be a woman, who freely indulges in essential pleasures without regard to moral principles.
Oh.
I know. It's also a free thinker and someone who indulges in sensual pleasures.
So a hedonistic person.
Yeah. So a libertine is someone who's just like really into sex at any cost.
So she's a libertine.
She's a libertine.
Okay.
Also, another thing to note, this like you can pull out all of these things within this letters, but this one made me laugh. She writes to him in one letter and says, "Don't you dare masturbate in front of the portrait of me that I gave you." So she was like, "Hey, I gave you this portrait of me. Don't you dare masturbate in front of it."
do it.
She's such a cuckold.
Oh.
So
It's kind of nice to know, like you know, if you go on Grindr and whatnot, people are saying all kinds of crazy stuff. It's nice to know that in the 1700s, people were just as freak nasty.
Yeah, they were writing letters doing the same thing. They also uncover in these letters that it's pretty sure that her husband knows and was aware of the affair because apparently he was writing notes to the guy on the other side being like, "Hey, how's it hanging?" Like
don't you masturbate.
Don't you do it. So it's so there are also
what? He was writing him letters too?
Yeah, but not sexually. He was just like checking in. It's like they were friends on the
so they might have had an arrangement.
I'd say there was an arrangement because
they were open.
They were open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were open and he was okay with it.
Yeah.
It's also believed that it could be a highly profitable thing to do because her having an affair with this nobleman, he had money, he was probably funding some of her art.
Yeah.
Therefore, the family is making money off this man, you know, she's clearly into it, but she could also have been using it as leverage to get more money. His patronage actually allowed Artemisia to continue with her work as well. So she's a smart businesswoman, I guess. So they spent 6 years in Florence from around 1612 to 1620. But then they moved back to Rome because rumors start to swirl in Florence around the affair. And, you know, it's that whole thing of cats out of the bag. So they moved back and kind of by 1623, records of her husband, it's going to sound like she murdered him. She didn't. Records of her husband kind of disappear. So it seems like they've split up.
Okay.
Like he was a footnote in her story. He was a painter as well, but he was a footnote in her story. He kind of disappears, so we just assume they must have split up at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting, I guess, because she was...
No divorce papers, no nothing?
No divorce papers, no nothing. They just kind of parted ways, I guess.
Fair enough.
I mean, I guess because she's also making her own money. She can go to an art shop by herself.
You could also just, you could just split up. And it seems the process might be a lot kind of simple back then.
Yeah, I don't think you having
Just
to
be
go
like,
to
"See
court
ya."
to split assets like you do now.
Yeah.
There's no de facto issues. It's assumed that she's left kind of entirely self-supporting herself as well as her daughter, so she'd be having to fund both their lifestyles.
Right.
And moving back to Rome, although a smart thing to do, it also presented other challenges because Rome at the time was more about the artists who were getting paid were doing these big frescoes. They were doing, you know, this big kind of manual labor on the buildings, like all of the ceiling work of these beautiful religious paintings, which at the time Artemisia wasn't known for.
Yeah.
So she would have needed she was used to working large canvas in studios, but not on like big frescoes on a roof.
Yes.
And that was kind of seen as male dominated work because a poor feeble female could not possibly climb a ladder and paint the roof, you know.
Da Vinci's game.
Yeah, it is. So she then kind of she works a little bit there, but then she kind of moves on to Naples. And in around, we're thinking this is about 1630. I'm saying thinking it could be because we don't have exact dates.
Okay.
We run off, maybe there was a little bit of information found here by historians there. So we don't.
It's roundabouts.
It's roundabouts. Yeah. And you're not going to remember that date anyway, so it's not that important, is it? So she moves to Naples and starts running a really busy studio there and starts collaborating with other artists in the area. So she's actually really quite good at networking, smart, kind of, you know, I guess it would be seen as like an influencer today. When you collaborate with someone else, you get to see they get, you know, get their audience.
Yes.
You get eyes on you that you might not have gotten if you just worked for yourself.
Yeah.
So she is she's an entrepreneur and an operator.
Mm-hmm.
This is where she starts to paint, a bit more of her later works that are a bit more religious in tone. So she actually paints a work called The Annunciation, which is a really nice piece
I
of
know.
work.
I love looking at her work.
So this is The Annunciation. So The Annunciation is when...
Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful.
So it's gorgeous. This is a piece where the story is that this is when the angel comes and this is when Gabriel tells Mary she's going to have Jesus. So it's heavily depicted in a lot of artists' work. There's many famous versions of it. But Joel, tell me what you see to the
God, look at you see Gabriel kneeling down before Mary, with her hand pointed to the sky I think she's just told Mary, hey, guess what? You're about to have baby Jesus. Mary looks a bit like, oh, who, me?
Who, me? Couldn't be.
There are cherub heads floating in the sky with little angel wings around them. There's a break in the clouds with a white dove floating above, kind of looking very heavenly. The light and the shadow is just so rich and gorgeous. The light kind of gleaming off the satin or the silks, and even the floating halo above Mary, how it's just catching the light. Just so gorgeous. I love art like this so much.
She is she's doing that thing of making painting cinematic.
Yeah,
and it
so cinematic. Cinematic.
You would see that and go, that could be like literally a scene from a movie.
Yeah.
Whereas when you look at some of the other paintings of the Annunciation, it's very all bright, all light, still beautiful, but there is something about this light and dark that she captures that just tells a story so much better than, anything else. So she creates this painting, and then it kind of shows that she can do more than one thing. She can create works that show anger, works that show, beautiful religion. All of these women, though, look real. They just look real, which is...
And even though it's different from her other works, it's still she's still in it.
Yeah.
Like you can tell this is a piece by her.
Yeah.
She's got a real sense of self with her art.
Yeah. It's there. You can tell when you look at her work and you kind of line it all up, you can tell it's from the same person.
It's like when a fashion house has a collection. Yeah. And it's each piece, it all ties back to the designer. And
you can tell who's...
Just beautiful.
So
really enamored by this.
Oh, I love it.
Love it.
So she's in Naples, but then around 1638, London calls.
London calling.
King Charles invites her, not the current one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
King Charles, I think this is King Charles the First, invites her to his court because her father is actually over there painting for the king. So he had gone and lived his life and worked as the king's painter over there for a while. Her father is actually getting ill and old. So the king says, hey, how about you come over? You can say goodbye to your dad, that kind of thing.
/ take his place.
Well, yeah, kind of. The father doesn't die, obviously, straight away when she gets there. They paint together the Queen's house in Greenwich, Greenwich?
I think Greenwich.
Greenwich, isn't it? So, they paint a house in Greenwich together. So all of the, I guess, fresco, there's some frescoes in there that you can see. So she paints that with her father. And she also paints a self-portrait. So this is called Self-Portrait as La Pittura. It's her depicted as the allegory of painting. So not a woman who's painting, but the actual embodiment of painting. So that when there's an allegory of something, it's like usually for art and painting, the allegory is of a woman and then the artist will paint in different motifs. But as a male artist, you could never really paint yourself as painting.
Right.
That's the best way. She's painted herself as painting the concept,
Got you. Yeah.
which is a hard thing to kind of wrap your head around. But yeah, that's kind of what she has done here. So she's essentially saying, I am painting. Which I am
She
painting.
sure is.
She sure is. This is the final piece I'm going to show you today, Joel, but obviously she's got others. Would you like to tell the people what you see?
She's painting.
She is painting.
No, it's interesting because it so captures. I don't know. I feel like when someone tells you that that's what the painting's going to be, you're imagining like a woman at an easel, very stoic, whatever. But she's immersed in whatever she's painting in this painting of her painting.
Yeah.
And she's just got a face of concentration, and there's real kind of like elegance about it as well. It's really hard to describe.
Yeah.
It's literally just a painting of her painting, but she's in thought. You can tell she's thinking about what she's looking at. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. She's got a cool necklace.
She does. So she paints this, and then her father does pass away eventually. But during this time, she meets the French artist Pierre de Monsier. He is a well-known artist at the time, but he does this thing where he draws her right hand as a like act of honor. Like, so if you were an artist and you drew another artist's hand, it was kind of you being like, that's the hand of a genius. So that's
Like their literal hand?
yeah. So this artist has painted, like, as in, like, has drawn her hand and painted her hand, not physically onto her hand. Like, he's drawn a picture of her hand.
Yeah.
And that kind of signified, like, if you were a well-known artist and you did that of another artist, that's you saying, like, you are a genius, you are a great, and people need to know that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kind of, yes.
So it's kind of like getting a tick of approval from other artists.
If someone else paints your hand.
Yeah, if an artist paints an artist's hand, it's kind of them saying that artist's hand is like a god.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
which I didn't know.
No.
It's kind of confusing, but yeah, it's kind of essentially saying, like, if I painted your hand, it would essentially be me saying Joel is a very talented, almost genius artist.
So if I'm doing a painting of a person and I leave
Different.
the hands out, and you come and you're like, let me do the hands, that means you like my painting?
No.
I'm not understanding. I don't understand.
This artist has just painted her hands.
Yeah.
And it's just essentially him saying she's a genius.
Okay. Who's him?
This is this is the artist. He's a French artist named Pierre de Monsier.
Yes, okay.
He is a famous artist.
Yeah.
So it's like Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's probably... who else could it be?
So because she painted her own hand.
He paints her hands.
So he painted a picture of her. Lady Gaga covering one of Chappell Roan's songs because she's like...
Yes. It's like Lady Gaga covering one of Chappell Roan's songs and essentially going, you're a genius.
I completely understand 100%. Continue.
Move on. She moves back to Naples after this, and she's in about her 50s, we think. She's still signing, invoicing, and training assistants. Her kind of final years are a bit of a blur. We don't know too much about them, but we know that her last known work potentially is in 1652, and it is another version of Suzanne and the Elders. So it's kind of like this loop back to the start of her career, which was that first painting.
So she's re-recorded one of her classics.
Yes.
Yes.
She has.
That's how that's
a good
how
way.
I understand
She's
it.
re-recorded one of her classics.
Yeah.
So
It's remastered.
it's remastered, the later one, which is very different to the first.
Oh, it sure is. I prefer the first.
Me too, if I'm honest.
But this is still great.
I wonder what it looks like in real life. I feel like there's probably a more...
Yeah.
You know, when you're just like, it's probably bigger.
Oh, she got that good blue.
Oh, she got that
She's got
expensive
that good blue in there. Still stunning.
Not as impactful.
Not as impactful as the first that she drew when she was like, what, 6?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. When she was in vitro. That's kind of where we see the last of her work. There is a tax payment around that time as well, a few years later. But then it's kind of a mystery as to what happens to her. We don't have a death certificate.
Oh.
It's assumed she died during the plague in Naples at the time.
Okay.
Because there was a plague in around 1656.
Damn rats.
Those damn rats. And essentially that wiped out half of the city's population.
Yeah.
So it's just assumed she was one of those
Yeah.
people. Her grave is unmarked and lost forever,
Oh.
which is sad.
At least her paintings live on.
Yeah. So there was a period of time where we didn't really know she existed, and most of her works were actually attributed to her father or other artists.
Okay.
But then they started to identify her and her story. They found out, this woman existed, and she was actually quite well known at the time, which is unheard of for a female painter. And that's kind of the end of her, I guess that's the end of her story, but not of her legacy. So although when we think of Artemisia now, we often think of just her trauma and her early life and how that changed her as an artist. But more so what we need to look at is that she was a woman who, loved and laughed and made mistakes. She was multifaceted. We can't just kind of objectify her as this one thing that we think of with this one painting. And this one thing that happened with her. She was many different things.
Yeah.
There are about 57 works that survived from her. And of those works, 94% of them feature women as a protagonist or equal to men.
Oh, don't tell the Gorilla Girls.
Well, you know what?
They'll be pissed. More naked men.
They're like, you know what? It's fine. She gets a pass. She's a female.
Yeah.
So ultimately, Artemisia stands as an enduring testament to the power of artistic vision and unyielding determination. And that is the story of Artemisia.
I find her absolutely fascinating. I find that I'm so glad she overcame the awful thing that happened to her when she was younger and managed to make a life for herself where eventually she was kind of, when she became professional, she started doing things on her own terms.
Yeah.
She is honestly, in my opinion, one of the greats.
Oh, she is definitely one of the greats.
Yeah.
I think so. And it's also just staggering that.
And I've seen her paintings, but this is the first time I've ever heard her name.
There you go. Just think of her name next time, you know? Now you know all about it. You can take what were you going to say? I feel like you had a joke there.
No. What was her name again? Give me the first.
A.
Alicia.
Yep. Silverstone. I totally paused. Her name is
Artemisia
Gentileschi. Gentle Artemisia.
Yes.
There you go. So just
still don't get the hand thing, but let's not go into that.
moving on.
That's fine.
So yeah, that's the story of her.
Fascinating.
So yeah, if you liked this story, tell a friend.
Definitely look, if you haven't heard of this artist before, you've most likely seen her works. Please look them up. They are amazing. And if you ever get the chance to, if you're traveling, please go see one in real life, because even just seeing it on the iPad just then was breathtaking. So.
And I tell you what, seeing it in real life, that was one of the paintings I got a bit teary.
It's cinema.
It's cinema.
Yeah.
You know what? If cinema looked like that, we'd be going to the movies more.
Don't need to go watch Hunting Wives. Just go look at a painting.
Ooh. Now, Joel, as we always say at the end of every episode,
don't forget with your indoor plants that plant food, the spray, is also really good to use on them, on the leaves. So not only watering the base, but give the leaves a bit of a spray as well. They'll thank you for it.
We do say that.
We do say that a lot.
All right, and until next time, goodbye.
Bye. Follow us on all the things. La 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 la
la la la la la.